Anjana, one last question.
Yeah,
Well,
of
I guess
course.
this is the most non-technical one with regards to with the
Go for
anyway,
it.
so coming to Sai University, one of the factors that was most attractive about it was how liberal it was, and based on the model that most US universities operate on. And
Okay.
so my question would be, how much, it's natural for people and me. I mean, at least I know that I want to do a lot of things, and how much is doing too much? And to what extent will of you doing things classifies as as overstretching it?
Sweetheart, I can tell you, I'm nearly 40 and I still don't have a good answer to that. Okay. So I first want to say I got no idea. But the real answer to that question is you really only know where a boundary is when you hit it. Okay. Now, there is a great value to knowledge, to doing the research, to reading about stuff, to asking people about stuff. And I can sit here and tell you when we're not recording about all the terrible, maybe not all, some of the terrible decisions that I made in my 20s and the bad judgment calls and the so much trouble that I got into. And, sometimes it was really when I made a spectacularly bad decision and it was blowing up in my face that I was like, do you know what? I think this is too much. Okay. So a lot of times the answer to that question comes when you are falling apart. Okay. Now, don't take that as as me advocating constantly falling apart, but rather me saying that is how learning happens also. Okay. I wish I could tell you that there was a magic bullet to figuring out work-life balance. Like Sanjeev and I are constantly having ridiculous conversations in which I'm like semi scolding him and he's like, well, what do you want me to do? You know, uh, and here I am at 7:30 a.m. on a holiday on a
I'm gonna
call,
hold this one.
which is technically work, but doesn't feel like work because I'm loving it. Okay. So yeah, in some universe, you could say, oh, this is too much. Why are you doing work on an early morning of your holiday? But to me, this is my heart's work. I love this. So it's not too much, But maybe if somebody said, oh, you have to fill in like 3 Excel sheets, I'd be like, no. Not maybe, that's what would happen. I'd be like, no. Okay, that's too much because I can't. I get very stressed out with doing that stuff. Okay, so this is to all of you else, stay open. Okay, you are in the best time of your life to grow. You're like sponges. Okay, and sometimes that means you will soak up sewage water, but you will also soak up magic stuff. Okay, so just stay loose, stay open. Don't be afraid of trouble. It's okay. Right? Sometimes you'll burn out and you'll be like, oh, okay, I did too much. And then you'll go back and rebuild. Okay. Stay open. Remember that we're here. Okay. Whatever happens, we'll find a way to hold it. Okay. We may not be able to find immediate fixes, but all we need most of the time when stuff is going wrong is we need someone or something to hold us and be like, it's okay. Why don't you fall apart and I'll be here? Okay. And that's something that you'll always have. Okay. So don't worry. The answer is you don't know. And I don't know is a great place to start.